Hey guys, welcome back to the Gregorio Girls channel. Today we are going to be doing a full first impressions review and tutorial with the new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. So I know we're a little bit late on the uptake as far as palette reviews go in the YouTube world, but this palette is just gorgeous, and Shauna and I both decided that we needed something fresh in our palette collection and we went with this one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here is what the palette looks like. You can see it's got all these really pretty pictures. I've heard that all of these are actual like real life travel pictures from Urban Decay employees, so I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I've heard that, and if so, that's really cool. Either way, they're cool pictures. But the palette feels pretty heavy, which is nice. It feels well made. So you open it up and it's got this giant mirror, and you can see a little bit of YouTube video inception there in my reflection. But I absolutely love how big this mirror is. And then here I believe we have 21 shades. Honestly, just like a first glance at this palette, you have so much here. Like there's not much left to want in this palette. You pretty much can take this with you anywhere and have everything that you need and not have to bring more than one palette, which I think with the name Born to Run, that's kind of what the purpose of this palette was. So that's really cool. So I'm counting 6 mattes total in this palette, and then this like satiny, this black is not like a matte black, which I'm intrigued by. It's more of like a satin. If you look at it closely, it's got like a little bit of a shimmer. Not even shimmer, just like it's got a little bit of something to it. So I'm excited to see how that works. And then the rest are shimmers. So you have some that look a little bit more metallic-y, and then you have others that again have more of that like softer satin finish. So. And then the last thing, this palette retails for $49 US, again for 21 shades. So not bad. So I've done a little bit of research on this palette. I have watched a few videos prior to doing this review, and I've seen a lot of people doing lots of like bright, colorful looks, which is not surprising considering like the amount of bright colors that you have. But I think for today, I just want to do something that's wearable. So we're gonna play with more of the neutrals today. Okay, so I've primed my eyelids with a little bit of Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into this look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the shade right here called Weekender, and that's what I'm gonna use to set my primer all over the lid. So there's a little bit of kick up, but honestly, I feel like there's really no way to get around that if you want shadows that are decently pigmented. So as long as they blend well and you don't get patchiness, I'm kind of cool with it. I feel like I've heard a lot of people saying that lately. And then next, I'm going to take the color Still Shot right next to it, which is just this really pretty peachy color. I'm gonna use a Morphe M504, and I'm just gonna start working that into the crease as the transition. Oh, look at that, that's just so pretty. And I honestly didn't really get kick up at all from that one. And it's blending really, really nicely in the crease. So yeah, like I said, I really want to do like a natural, like wearable daytime look with this palette because again, understandably so, I feel like if you're somebody that does YouTube or is a makeup artist, like you see a palette like this and you can obviously get super inspired by the bright colors and want to go for that. So I've seen a lot with like the purples and the blue and the green with this palette, so I just wanted to, I don't know, throw something a little bit different out there and just give you guys something a little less dramatic. I feel like as YouTubers and as artists, we all want to like show what we can do and work with color, myself included, but I feel like to the everyday person that just watches YouTube to learn like what to do and to get ideas for things to do on a daily basis, some of the bright colors and the bold, like dramatic, intricate looks can be a little intimidating. So I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Let me know down below. All right, before I continue my ramble, I'm just gonna take the color Riff right here on a Morphe M518, and I'm gonna use that just to deepen up the crease a little bit. So like everything that I was just saying, like all of that being said, if you guys would like to see some more colorful looks with this palette, like if you would like to see maybe a series using this palette, because there are so many colors and there are just like so many different things that you can do with it, let me know, because that's something that I can do for you guys as well. So we don't have to stay with just this one. Okay, next I'm just gonna go for it with this beautiful gold color here, which is called Stranded. I'm gonna see how it works just applying it with my finger first, because I feel like with these like foily shadows, that's the best way to do it. Ooh, look at that. That's so pretty. Wow. And that's, I didn't even wet that or anything. That's just the shadow. It feels very like just soft and plush almost. Like the feeling that I get when I dip my finger into the shadow is the same feeling that I get when I like touch a soft fuzzy blanket in the winter. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna work that all over my lid as much as I can, and then I'll go back in with a shader brush and just make it a little bit more neat. More neat? Neater? Probably neater. I think neater is the right word. More neat is not the right thing to say. So then, like I said, I'm gonna take the same color Stranded on my Morphe M167, which is just a nice flat shader brush, and I'm gonna work that all over the lid and kind of just clean everything up where I couldn't get at it with my finger. I definitely think that this color, like this shade, would look amazing wet and foiled too, but one, I wanted to see how it performed on its own, and two, didn't bring a setting spray down because I'm a hot mess and I forgot half the things I needed as usual. So I'm just gonna do it this way because I don't feel like going back upstairs to get it. So next I'm gonna take the shade Baja right here, which is just this nice bright matte orange. I'm just gonna use a little fluffy, ovally eyeshadow brush. I know that was a very eloquent description. And I'm just gonna use that in the outer third of my eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna concentrate this again in the outer corner, and then what I'll probably do is take a blending brush and blend it up into the crease just a little bit so it all kind of meshes together. So, question for you guys, kind of unrelated to this palette, but just like life update in general. So I have been working on an online course. It's a certification in makeup artistry from a company called QC Makeup Academy. They have a whole bunch of courses with like skincare and obviously makeup and airbrushing and all those kinds of things, but I started that a year ago and I will be finishing that up this week and getting my certification. And then I kind of have already started, but I'm gonna really dive into like freelancing and doing bridal makeup and weddings and proms and making that a little bit more of a focal point of my life. So I've been working over the past year as well to build up a professional kit, which if you've ever done that, it is not an easy task nor a cheap thing to do. It takes a lot of money and therefore a lot of time to build it up. I'm not somebody that could just drop $1,000 on my kit all at once. So it's been a year-long process, but I have seen videos out there of people sharing what's in their professional kit, so I wanted to ask you guys directly, like, is that a video that you would like to see me do? Do you want to know, like, anything of that nature? That's not to say that I am an expert, because I'm really not. I'm just kind of getting started in this whole thing, and like doing makeup on yourself and making YouTube videos is completely different than doing makeup on other people and doing consultations and weddings and things like that. So it's another side of our world that I would love to let you guys into if that's something that you would like to see. So a little bit of a ramble, I'm sorry, but just let me know in the comments if that's something that you would like to see. So I'm sorry, I'm taking my Morphe M518 and I'm just blending that orange into the crease and up and out to get rid of any harsh edges and just make it all seamless. And I really love this so far. Okay, so I'm looking at this and the shimmer looks pretty, but I think I do want to foil it. So I'm just going to take a little bit. Isn't this the cutest thing ever? This is like a little mini sample of the Too Faced Hangover Spray. And I'm going to dip back into Stranded again and just spray it with a little bit of this hangover spray and then foil it in the inner third there, because I just want it to pop. Yeah, see, that just gives it like a little extra, like, yes. Next, I want to just smoke out the lower lash line just a little bit. I don't want to smoke it out too much and take it to the next level, but I do want to just kind of even it out underneath. So I'm going to take my Morphe M506. It's just this small little blending brush that I love so much for the lower lash line. And I'm going to dip into Still Shot first. And then I think I'm going to follow it up with Riff after and just give it a little something underneath. And then next just taking Riff and doing the same thing. Alright, and then lastly, I'm going to take this highlight shade here. It's called Breakaway. It's not really, it's like kind of shimmery. It's more of a satin. And I'm going to apply that to my brow bone and the inner corner to brighten things up. And I've heard a lot of people say that this isn't like the brightest, best highlight shade in the whole world. Like, it's kind of muted, but I actually kind of like that. Sometimes when I'm doing looks and the highlight shade is just like so bright, sometimes it's almost like, ooh, I just need it to like dial it back a notch. So I kind of like that, how this is just like a subtle little something, like I said, just like a finishing touch. I don't know, I like it. You can rock with it. Okay, I'm gonna jump off camera really quick and apply some lashes and lips, and I will come back with my final thoughts. Alright you guys, and here we are with the finished look. So I honestly definitely need to work on my lash application. I am still not the best, but in terms of the palette overall, just like quick in one statement, like 100% yes to this palette. And this is why. Can you get a ton of different looks out of this palette? Yes. Can you get an everyday look out of this palette? Yes. Can you get a really dramatic, colorful, avant-garde, like bold look out of this palette? Yes. So I really think they nailed it with the whole Born to Run theme, because you really can just take this and not have to worry about not having the colors that you need. So we've got quality and performance of the shadows, check. Color story and just variety in the palette, check. And then just like overall look and feel and like, you know, curb appeal, for lack of a better term, of the palette, like check. I think that it's so pretty to look at, like it's inspiring to look at. I think the placement of the colors makes sense, of like which to put together. And then the packaging is just so pretty and so cool. And like I said, it's heavy, like it feels like it's quality material. It feels like it's well made. Overall, I think this was a really great purchase, and I definitely would say it's worth your money. So that is going to wrap things up for our video today. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Gregorio Girls channel. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I am at DevDevGregs. Shauna is at ShaunaGregs. If you'd like to know when we do upload a new video, you can hit the little notification bell down below so that you are notified whenever Shauna or I post a video. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.